How your thoughts create your reality, the game of life. If you want to understand how life really works, if you want to stop struggling and start attracting better results, and if you want to learn how your thoughts, words, and imagination are shaping your future right now, then this video is for you. Before we begin, take 1 second to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn on notifications. This helps the channel grow and allows us to keep sharing powerful content like this with you. Now let's begin. Life is not a battle, it is a game. Most people live as if life is a constant fight. They struggle, they resist, they feel attacked by circumstances, people, and bad luck. But life is not a battle. Life is a game. And like any game, it has rules. When you don't know the rules, the game feels unfair. When you don't know how it works, you lose again and again. But once you understand the rules, everything changes. This game is not played with muscles or force. It is played with thoughts, imagination, emotions, and words. Every experience you have today is the result of what you have been sending out mentally and emotionally in the past. Nothing is random. Nothing is accidental. Life responds to you. The law of giving and receiving. One of the most important rules of this game is simple. What you give out comes back to you. If you give love, love returns. If you give anger, anger returns. If you give fear, fear returns. If you give confidence, confidence returns. Your life is like a mirror. It reflects your inner state. Many people say, "People treat me badly. Life is unfair to me. Nothing ever works for me." But life is not judging you. It is only responding. The energy you send out through your thoughts, words, and beliefs always finds its way back to you. This is not punishment. This is not reward. It is law. Your imagination is the creative power. Your imagination is not just fantasy. It is a creative force. What you consistently imagine, you eventually experience. Your imagination works day and night. It never stops. Every picture you hold in your mind is like a blueprint. And sooner or later, that blueprint becomes real. This is why fear is so dangerous. When you constantly imagine problems, illness, failure, or loss, you are giving your subconscious mind clear instructions. And the subconscious mind does not question, it does not judge, it simply obeys. The 3 levels of the mind. To play the game of life correctly, you must understand your own mind. There are 3 levels: the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the higher mind. Let's break them down simply. The conscious mind. The conscious mind is the thinking mind. It analyzes, it worries, it compares, it reacts to what it sees, it believes what appears to be real. When the conscious mind focuses on problems, it sends those problems deeper into the subconscious. That's why constant complaining makes life worse. That's why repeating negative stories strengthens them. The subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is pure power. It does not think, it does not decide, it does not argue. It accepts whatever you impress upon it as truth. Whatever you feel deeply, whatever you imagine clearly, whatever you repeat often, that becomes your reality. The subconscious mind works 24/7. It builds your habits, your reactions, your health, your finances, and your relationships, and it has no sense of humor. A joke repeated often enough becomes a belief. A fear imagined long enough becomes an experience. The higher mind. The higher mind is the source of intuition. It holds the perfect version of your life, your true purpose, your right place, your right success, your right relationships. Sometimes you get a sudden idea, a vision that feels too good to be true, a dream that feels impossible. That is not imagination. That is insight. That is your higher mind showing you what already exists for you. Why force never works. Many people try to force life. They chase the wrong things. They cling to the wrong people. They push against resistance. And when something doesn't work, they suffer. But forcing is always a sign of fear. What belongs to you by right comes naturally. What doesn't belong to you creates struggle. When something is truly meant for you, it cannot pass you by. And when something is not meant for you, holding on to it only delays something better.
The law of substitution. Life never takes something away without replacing it. If something leaves your life, it is not loss, it is redirection. When you release what no longer fits, you make space for what truly belongs to you. This is why trust is essential. You are not here to control everything. You are here to align. The power of words. Your words are not harmless. Every word you speak is an instruction. You are constantly making agreements with life through your language. When you say, "I always fail, I never have money, nothing good happens to me," you are creating rules for your reality. Your subconscious mind listens to everything, even jokes, even casual comments, even things said without emotion. Words spoken repeatedly become laws. Idle words create real results. Many people speak without awareness. They complain, they exaggerate, they repeat negative stories. Then they wonder why life feels heavy. The subconscious mind records everything. It plays back what you feed it. This is why conscious speech is power. How to change your life. You do not change life by fighting it. You change life by changing what you believe, imagine, and speak. You don't deny reality, you redefine it. You don't resist problems, you replace them with higher ideas. This is not pretending, this is training the mind. Fear is the only real enemy. Fear is misdirected belief. It is faith in the wrong outcome. Fear of lack, fear of loss, fear of failure, fear of rejection. Fear creates exactly what it tries to avoid. When you remove fear, everything else aligns naturally. See your end result first. Life moves toward clear vision. You cannot receive what you cannot imagine. You cannot experience what you do not believe is possible. The clearer your inner picture, the faster life responds. This is why clarity beats effort. Hold the vision even when nothing shows. Often, right before change happens, doubt becomes louder. Old beliefs rise to the surface. Fear tries to regain control. This is normal. Do not stop. Do not retreat. Do not panic. Stay with the vision. What you persist in believing eventually becomes visible. This is only the beginning. In the next part, we will go deeper into how to attract prosperity, why preparation matters more than luck, how faith works in real life, and how to activate results even when nothing seems to move.
Part 2. The Law of Prosperity. How to activate abundance in your life. Now we go deeper. Listen carefully, because this part changes how you see money, opportunity, and success forever. Prosperity is a law, not luck. Most people believe prosperity is about hard work, connections, or luck. That belief keeps them stuck. Prosperity is not something you chase, it is something you allow. There is a supply for every demand. If a desire exists within you, the means to fulfill it already exists as well. Life never gives a desire without also providing a way. The problem is never the supply. The problem is the blockage. Why people block their own abundance? People block prosperity in three main ways. 1. Doubt. 2. Fear. 3. Contradictory thinking. They ask for abundance, but prepare for lack. They hope for success, but expect failure. They want more money, but feel guilty about it. This inner conflict cancels results. Life responds to clarity, not confusion. Faith is not belief, it is expectation. Real faith is not hoping. Real faith is expecting. When you truly believe something is coming, your behavior changes automatically. You prepare for it. You make room for it. You act as if it is inevitable. This is why preparation is powerful. You don't prepare after the result. You prepare before it appears. Preparation signals trust. When you prepare for something that hasn't appeared yet, you send a clear message to life. I trust the process. This removes resistance. Opportunities move toward those who are ready, not those who are desperate. Life fills the space you prepare. The mistake of waiting for signs. Many people say, I'll believe it when I see it. That is backwards. Life says, you'll see it when you believe it. Waiting for signs keeps you in delay. Faith moves first. Results follow. Act as if, without pretending. Acting as if does not mean pretending or lying. It means aligning your actions with your intention. If you want success, act organized. If you want prosperity, act confident. If you want opportunity, act available. Your actions should match the reality you are choosing. Your inner state creates outer events. Life does not respond to effort alone. It responds to inner alignment. Two people can do the same work. One struggles, the other succeeds. The difference is not skill, it is consciousness. Your inner state decides how life treats you. Stop managing how it will happen. One of the biggest blocks to prosperity is trying to control the method. People say, I want money, but only in this way. I want success, but only from this source. I want change, but without discomfort. This limits life. Your job is to choose the result. Life's job is to choose the method. When you try to control both, nothing moves. Trust the unseen process. Just because you don't see movement doesn't mean nothing is happening. Life rearranges behind the scenes. People shift. Opportunities align. Timing adjusts. If you interfere with doubt, you slow everything down. Why it often gets hard before it works. Before a breakthrough, old beliefs surface. Fear becomes louder. Doubt becomes aggressive. Resistance shows up. This is not failure. This is clearing. Old limitations are leaving. If you quit here, you stop the process halfway. Stay steady. Hold your vision steady. You must decide once and stop deciding again every day. Indecision weakens manifestation. Clarity strengthens it. Choose your outcome and remain loyal to it. Life tests commitment, not desire. Prosperity flows through service. Money is not attracted by need. It is attracted by value. The more value you offer, the more abundance flows. This doesn't mean overworking or self-sacrifice. It means doing what you do with excellence, presence, and purpose. Prosperity follows usefulness. The energy of receiving.
Many people block abundance because they don't know how to receive. They feel unworthy. They downplay success. They reject compliments. They minimize opportunities. Receiving is a skill. You must be open to accept what life offers. Guilt destroys flow. Guilt is one of the biggest enemies of prosperity. Feeling bad for wanting more creates resistance. There is nothing wrong with expansion. Growth is natural. Wanting more does not mean taking from others. Life is not limited. Abundance is not taken, it is expanded. Prosperity does not come from competition, it comes from alignment. When you rise, you don't push others down, you lift the entire field. This mindset removes fear. Words that open the flow. Your language shapes your results. Speak in terms of expectation, not struggle. Replace "I hope" with "I allow." Replace "I'm trying" with "I'm aligning." Replace "it's hard" with "it's unfolding." Words carry direction. Money responds to respect. If you criticize money, it leaves. If you fear money, it avoids you. If you resent people who have it, you repel it. Money responds to respect, not obsession. Treat it as a tool, not a goal. Let go of scarcity thinking. Saving from fear creates loss. Spending with wisdom creates flow. Hoarding blocks circulation. Life rewards movement. Do not despise small beginnings. Every expansion starts small. Don't dismiss early signs. They are proof that alignment is happening. Stay grateful. Gratitude keeps the channel open. Stop talking about what you don't want. Talking about lack reinforces lack. Talking about fear reinforces fear. Speak about direction, not delay. Speak about growth, not struggle. Abundance is a state of mind. Prosperity begins internally. Once the inner shift happens, the outer must follow. Life has no choice. You are now understanding how prosperity really works. In Part 3, we will go deeper into the power of words and emotional patterns, how resistance creates repeating problems, the law of non-resistance, and how to dissolve obstacles without force. If this content is helping you, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and stay connected. Your awareness is expanding, and life is responding.
Part 3. The Power of Words and the Law of Non-Resistance. Now you understand that life responds to your inner state. You've learned how imagination creates reality and how prosperity flows through alignment, not force. Now we reach one of the most powerful and most misunderstood principles in the game of life: the power of words and the law of non-resistance. This part will show you why many people stay stuck in the same problems for years and how to dissolve obstacles without struggle. Listen carefully. Words are not sounds, they are commands. Most people speak without awareness. They talk out of habit. They complain out of comfort. They repeat stories without realizing the cost. But every word you speak is a direction. Words are not harmless sounds. They are energetic instructions. Your subconscious mind records everything you say, especially what you say with emotion. You are always making agreements. When you say, "I'm unlucky," "I always miss opportunities," "people always disappoint me," you are not describing reality. You are creating rules for it. Life listens carefully. It does not argue. It does not correct you. It simply agrees. Why people repeat the same patterns? If the same problems keep showing up in your life, it's not because life is against you, it's because your words and expectations are repeating the same instructions. Same words, same emotions, same results. Change the language, change the pattern. The subconscious mind has no filter. Your subconscious mind does not analyze meaning. It responds to repetition, emotion, and imagery. This is why casual negative talk is dangerous. Even jokes repeated often enough become beliefs. What you casually say today becomes your environment tomorrow. Speak only what you want to experience. Conscious speech is power. This doesn't mean lying or denying reality. It means choosing direction. Instead of describing problems, speak outcomes. Instead of repeating fear, speak clarity. Instead of confirming limits, speak movement. Words plant seeds. Why resistance creates struggle. Now let's talk about resistance. Resistance is emotional opposition to what is happening. When you fight something mentally, you give it energy. What you resist persists. This is why pushing against problems often makes them stronger. Force never solves, it multiplies. Many people believe strength means control. They push, they argue, they fight circumstances. But force creates friction. Life responds best to calm certainty, not tension. The more relaxed your inner state, the faster things resolve. Non-resistance is not weakness. Non-resistance does not mean acceptance of harm. It does not mean submission. It does not mean doing nothing. It means refusing to emotionally fight reality. You stay centered. You stay clear. You stay aligned. And life rearranges on its own. Why problems disappear when you stop fighting them? Problems exist because of emotional charge. Remove the charge and the problem loses power. When you stop reacting with fear, anger, or frustration, the situation has nothing to attach to. It fades. This is not philosophy. This is law. Life mirrors your emotional state. If you are tense, life feels heavy. If you are relaxed, life opens. If you are defensive, life pushes back. When you change internally, the external must respond. There is no other option. Blessing removes opposition. One of the fastest ways to dissolve resistance is to mentally bless the situation, not because you like it, but because blessing removes conflict. When you bless, you step out of opposition, and opposition is what keeps things stuck. Why enemies lose power. People only have power over you when you emotionally react to them. When you stay calm, neutral, and clear, their influence disappears. Life protects the centered mind. The law of non-reaction. Reaction feeds cycles. Non-reaction ends them. If something no longer triggers you, it can no longer control you. This is mastery. Stop trying to change others. Trying to change people is resistance. Trying to control outcomes is resistance. Your work is not with others, it is with yourself. When you shift internally, others respond automatically. The moment you let go, things move. Many breakthroughs happen right after surrender. Not surrender to defeat, but surrender to trust. Letting go removes pressure. Pressure blocks flow. Fear is resistance in disguise. Fear is arguing with life. Fear says, what if it doesn't work? What if I lose? What if I fail? Trust says, it's unfolding. Choose trust. See every situation as temporary. Nothing is permanent except movement. When you stop labeling situations as final, they lose weight. Lightness speeds resolution. Stop replaying the past. The past only has power if you revisit it. Every time you replay old stories, you reactivate old energy. Release it. You are not here to repeat. You are here to expand. Live in the present moment of power. The present moment is the only place change happens. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, now. Choose new words now. Choose calm now. Choose alignment now. The game changes when you stop struggling. Life is not impressed by effort alone. It responds to awareness. The moment you stop fighting, you start winning. You are now learning how to dissolve obstacles without force. In Part 4, we will complete the game by covering releasing fear completely, trusting intuition, casting the burden, and how to live in flow instead of pressure.
Part 4. Release fear, trust intuition, and live in flow. Life is a game of awareness. You know how thoughts, words, imagination, and emotions shape your reality. You've learned how prosperity flows, how resistance creates struggle, and how calm alignment changes everything. Now we complete the game. This final part is about freedom. Freedom from fear. Freedom from pressure. Freedom from carrying burdens that were never meant to be yours. Listen carefully. Fear is the root of all struggle. Fear is not protection. Fear is misdirected energy. Fear does not keep you safe. It keeps you stuck. Every fear is based on imagining an unwanted future and emotionally believing it before it happens. Fear is faith pointed in the wrong direction. Why fear creates exactly what you don't want. Fear focuses attention. Attention feeds images. Images instruct the subconscious. What you fear, you rehearse. What you rehearse, you attract. This is why fear must be removed, not managed. Fear is not your enemy. It is a signal. Fear is not evil. It is a sign that you are trusting appearances instead of truth. The moment you stop identifying with fear, it loses control. You don't fight fear, you outgrow it. Trust is the antidote to fear. Trust is quiet confidence. Trust says, I don't need to see the whole path. I don't need to control the timing. I don't need to force outcomes. Trust allows life to move. The power of intuition. Inside you is a guidance system that never fails. Intuition is not logic. It is inner knowing. It speaks softly. It feels calm. It does not argue. When intuition leads, effort decreases. Why logic often fails. Logic is limited to past experience. Intuition sees possibilities before they appear. Logic asks, how? Intuition says, go. The most important decisions in life are never logical. They are aligned. Never ignore a calm inner nudge. When you feel a gentle pull to act, not fear, not pressure, that is guidance. It may not make sense immediately, but it always leads to expansion. Ignoring intuition creates delay. Following it creates flow. Life works through you, not against you. You are not here to carry everything alone. There is a higher intelligence working through you when you stop interfering. This intelligence handles timing, connections, and outcomes. Your job is alignment. Casting the burden. One of the most powerful shifts you can make is to stop carrying mental weight. Worry is a burden. Anxiety is a burden. Obsessing over outcomes is a burden.
These were never meant to be yours. Release them. How to release the burden? Instead of thinking endlessly, decide consciously. I release this. I let this unfold. I allow support. This is not giving up. This is giving control back to where it belongs. The moment you release mental weight, clarity returns. Why relief comes before results. Relief is the signal of alignment. When you feel lighter, calmer, more peaceful, you are back in flow. Results follow relief. Pressure blocks progress. Ease accelerates it. You don't need to struggle to deserve. Many people believe suffering earns reward. This belief keeps them exhausted. Growth does not require pain. Learning does not require loss. Ease is not laziness. Ease is intelligence. Life responds to certainty, not force. Quiet certainty is powerful. You don't need to convince anyone. You don't need to explain your path. You don't need to defend your vision. Alignment speaks louder than effort. Let things come to you. Chasing creates resistance. Allowing creates attraction. When you stop chasing approval, money, or outcomes, they move toward you. This is law. Everything belonging to you arrives on time. What is truly yours cannot miss you. What is not yours cannot stay. Trust removes panic. Panic delays alignment. Live in expectation, not intention. Expectation is relaxed confidence. Tension is doubt in disguise. Choose expectation. Expect good. Expect movement. Expect solutions. Life responds to what you expect. You are never behind. There is no missed timing. Every delay taught alignment. Every challenge built awareness. You arrive exactly when you are ready. Release regret. The game ends when you master yourself. Life stops feeling heavy when you stop resisting it. You win the game by understanding it. Awareness is mastery. Remember this. Thoughts create direction. Words activate power. Emotions fuel outcomes. Non-resistance dissolves blocks. Trust accelerates flow. This is how the game is played. If this series changed the way you see life, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and stay connected. More content like this is coming. You are not here to struggle. You are here to master the game. Thank you for listening. Stay aligned, stay aware, and keep playing wisely.